Hey everyone, thanks so much for joining me today. As you know, I've had a dream since I was a little kid to travel all around the world. I'm still going to do that someday. But I was talking to my nephew and he was telling me about how kids in his class were writing letters to kids who lived in different countries. How cool is it to learn what life is like for kids like you who live in a completely different part of the world? So I thought before I make my journey, why don't I start finding out more about all these different places and the people that live there? So I started writing letters to kids all around the world too. I've got a new letter right here and I can't wait to share it with you. And I'm gonna do just that on this episode of Let's Take a Journey, Colombia. Okay, let's get into the letter. Dear Justin, my name is Viviana. I'm writing to you from my city,
Medellin.
It's a big city in Colombia, South America. Okay, so Viviana is from the country of Colombia and she's attached a picture of her city.
Medellin. Medellin is called the City of Eternal Spring.
Our land here is very green. The Amazon River runs through my country. Colombia is known for its flowers. Many flowers you see in the stores where you live come from Colombia, especially roses and orchids. Colombia is known for its coffee, too. Here's a picture of a farmer picking coffee beans. These beans will be made into coffee. Colombia also has beautiful emeralds. Emeralds are minerals that form very deep in the earth, and they start out looking like this. Do you see the green emerald embedded in the stone there? Well, people dig these emeralds out and usually turn them into beautiful jewelry like this emerald ring. Ooh. Okay, back to the letter. We don't have 4 seasons like you do in the United States. It's pretty much the same temperature all year round. It gets colder high up in the mountains. I am 8 years old and I'm in the 3rd grade. My teacher's name is Señora Villegas. There are 20 kids in my class. I used to sit next to my best friend Alejandra, but her family moved away. I miss her, but I'm making new friends. This is a picture of Alejandra. My favorite subject in school is English. We learn English starting in the 1st grade. I hope my English is good in this letter. Wow, that's so cool, being able to learn a second language in your 1st grade. I mean, Viviana's English is really good. It's definitely better than my Spanish. I like music. I also like to dance. My mom took this picture of me. I was surprised. Did you know that our school year starts in February? We get a long break starting in November. Huh. So here in the United States, most of the school years start late August, early September, after summer break. But I guess in Colombia, because they don't really have seasons, they don't really have the need for a summer break. But they still get a nice long break between November and late January. Football is very popular here. We go to big stadiums to watch the games. Football is what they call soccer. It's called football in many countries. My grandfather is a big fan. I live in a tall building in this big city. I see beautiful mountains from my window. My mom stays home and takes care of me, my older sister Eugenia, and my little brother Felipe. My dad works fixing big machines. This is a picture of Felipe. We were at a restaurant. He didn't want to eat his food. Yep, that sounds a lot like a lot of kids I know. On weekends, when my dad doesn't have to work, we sometimes go into the countryside. Lots of different kinds of fruits grow in Colombia. We have many fruit markets. Most people buy their fruits from people who bring their carts through the neighborhoods. They shout, avocados, mangoes, and we come out into the street to buy them. Oh, wow, that's a lot of different kinds of fruits. I see mango, passion fruit, star fruit, coconut, papayas, bananas. I wonder what Viviana's favorite food is. My favorite food is, oh, great, read my mind. My favorite food
is oblea.
It's my after-school snack.
Wafers with sweet and creamy arequipa.
That's like a caramel sweet cream. Oh, that looks so good. Dad likes to make sancocho. It's a kind of soup made with corn, meat, potatoes, plantains, and yuca. On Sundays, our whole family comes over for dinner. Now, plantains are a lot like bananas, but you don't eat them raw. Instead, people cook them up and turn them into chips, or just put them into soup or other dishes. Yuca is a starchy root vegetable. You may have eaten these before, or at the very least, have seen plantains and yuca at your local supermarket. My aunt makes homemade empanadas. Yum. They're filled with meat and potatoes. My mom
Makes buñuelos.
cheese fritters. I like to have them with hot cocoa. You know, I had those once at a friend's house during the holidays. They're fried, so they're nice and crispy on the outside, but soft and cheesy on the inside. You want to know what else we love? Hot dogs. We put everything on our hot dogs. We like putting pineapple sauce, crushed potato chips, quail eggs, ketchup, mustard, and mayo on our hot dogs. Here's a picture of a hot dog with all of those things. Interesting. I have never heard of people putting stuff like pineapple sauce and crushed chips or eggs on a hot dog before. We buy bags of potato chips that already come crushed just so we could sprinkle them on our hot dogs. My favorite holiday is called the Love and Friendship Day. It's in September, and it's like your Valentine's Day. I get to tell all my friends and family how much I love them. And speaking of, I wouldn't be able to end this letter without showing you a picture of our two dogs. Their names are Tatiana and Jojo. We walk them in the park near my apartment. So I hope you enjoyed learning about me and my life here in Colombia. I'd like to hear back from you and learn about what life is like in the United States. What is the same? What is different? Your friend, Viviana. What a great letter. I loved learning all about Viviana, what her life is like, her family, and of course, the country of Colombia. What do you think about Viviana's life is different from your own? What do you think is pretty much the same? That's gonna about wrap up our journey to Colombia for today. Ready to stamp our passport? So, I'll see you all soon, but in the meantime, remember to always be clever.
Hey, hey.